Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today I'm finally going to be talking about King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard, and this is book 3 in the Red Queen series. Now, I read this book some point last year when it first came out, and it took me forever to sit down to review it, so I've got most of what happened. And I just kind of pushed off rereading it because so many books, so little time, and now since the final book came out, I finally got around to rereading not just this but the whole series, so my memory is nice and fresh on what happened. And yeah, time to finally sit down and review this bad boy. So, because this is the third book in the series, there's really not much I can say at all without giving spoilers. So, if you have not read up to this book yet, I highly suggest you click away now and come back after you catch up, because there'll be spoilers ahead. So, quite a bit happens in this book, not surprising considering the length, and though quite a bit happens in this book and I did really enjoy it, probably isn't my favorite out of the series. I do think I enjoyed the first one the most. For at least half, if not a little bit more of this book, Mare is kept prisoner by Maven, and that's another thing, I'm going to be pronouncing names differently because either I forgot how I pronounced them in the first two books, or I've learned that I pronounced them wrong. And also, in this book, we see other points of view, which are interesting. At times, it could be a little confusing, because it was like, okay, whose point of view is this again? I was really pleasantly surprised to see Evangeline's point of view. And I actually found myself really enjoying the chapters we got from her point of view. I feel it kind of painted her in a much more human light, instead of this cool, cruel bitch, for lack of better words, who just hates everyone and sees everyone beneath her. I like how we get to see more into her life and why she is how she is, and I did end up feeling pity for her, which I like. I like how my feelings for her can change so drastically just by learning a little more information about her. In all honesty, after having seen much of her father, as well as meeting her mother, I can kind of understand how she is how she is. Despite what we learned about Maven in this book, I feel absolutely no pity for him whatsoever. It's like, actually no, that's wrong. I feel the slightest bit of pity for him, but at the same time it's like, no, you're still beyond the point of no return. There's no coming back from the crap you are doing. And it makes me hate his mother even more, even though she is dead. How she basically used her whispers to cut out parts of him that she does not like. And oh my god, that is horrifying. How she used her ability to morph her son into what he is. It's just beyond horrifying. And I feel bad for the boy that he could have been, that he went through all this. But at the same time, it's like, you're still a horrible person, and I hope someone puts you out of your misery. I know Cal wants to find a new blood who might be able to reverse what his mother did to him. But even if they did manage that, that still isn't going to undo all the things he's done. And even if you're thinking of poor Maven, even if that could be fixed, he could be saved, not only does it not change what he's done, but imagine what this new fixed Maven will think. How he will feel, knowing that he did all this stuff. As cold-hearted as it may seem, putting him out of his misery is a mercy, not just to everyone else in Norda, but to him as well. I do think it's going to be interesting to see how these Silvers against Maven are going to do teaming up with all these Reds. Especially with some of the possible tensions that are going to be coming out. I mean, Mare isn't happy that Cal is choosing his crown over her. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around Cal not understanding why Mare is so upset. And just makes me wonder how that whole situation is going to be resolved. Cal is agreeing to sit on the Norda throne when Maven's overthrown, meaning Evangeline is going to be his queen. One little thing that neither of them has escaped And my heart did go out to Evangeline when she is learning this. It's like, she thought she was free. She thought she wouldn't have to marry someone she did not wish to. And here she is, once again, being offered up. And just, that poor girl. I did like how we got to see more new bloods from the Free Republic, and how a lot of them have similar abilities, if not outright the same, as some of the new bloods we've already met. How there are other lightning users, like Mare. I mean, it's not that surprising that she isn't alone. I mean, there are multiple silvers with the same ability. So it only makes sense, at least to me, that there are more new bloods with similar abilities to each other. So it's nice to see that Mare wasn't alone, and now that she has other, God, what do they call themselves? Electrons? Something, I cannot remember. You know, having others like her to help her fine-tune her ability is really awesome. Oh my God. Learning Fairly was pregnant was a shock. And just, my God. I'm actually looking at my copy of Warstorm in the background and just seeing how huge it is. It makes me imagine that things are gonna get super intense. There's gonna be a lot going on, and oh my God. Now that we have other countries getting involved with Norda and the war between the Reds, New Bloods, and Silvers, it's like, oh my God. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be intense. And so many things that I'm curious to see what happens. And even more intense, who's gonna live and who's gonna die. So I'm so sorry that this review seems so all over the place, so weird and unorganized. Just, there was so much going on in this book. I honestly have no idea what to talk about. I have no idea how to talk about it. Just, it was intense. I enjoyed this book, though, like I said before, it's definitely not my favorite in the series, but I did get enjoyment out of it. I just want to sit down and read Warstorm so bad. That's all I'm thinking about. So, yeah. I'm gonna end this really weird, awkward, rambly, unorganized review here. And, yeah. That's it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time.